No,
Howdy,
I'm not.
people.
I'm being polite because I'm just a co-host today. So I'm just helping everything run
That
smoothly
means
rather than doing
that means your
much.
job is to yell at Rick. Yell at him every time he does something wrong or not fast enough.
Kinda, yeah.
It actually screams to me really often. Not just kidding.
That's so fake. Fake
I
news.
know. Okay, guys. We're going live.
Oh shit.
Oh, we're
Okay.
on.
We should be
All
live
right.
now. Are we?
So
Yep, so we are.
today's
So
topic, yeah. Do you want me to present
hello
it?
Oriental business people. My name is Rick. I'm gonna be your host tonight. Here with me I have Easy. She's gonna be my co-host. And well, today's topic is something really, really interesting. Easy, do you wanna drop out the topic?
Yes. So the topic this time is related to the holiday season, the off season. So what are you doing to prepare for the off season? What do you rent out for the holidays? Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's? How do you budget your off season?
Not all at once.
There's so much stuff to do.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of stuff to do. But we really want to hear you guys. Like, what do you do during the off season? Like maybe, for example, you may say like, oh, I don't know, I use my budget mostly like to get more tents inventory, or I do this, I do that. So yeah, we really want
Tables.
to hear you guys.
Come on, tables, chairs, tents, everything. There's so much to do. There's really no off season. I mean, I do clowning, I do costumes, I do it all. So you gotta be just you gotta come up with packages. I do baby onesies, I make t-shirts for parties. I do a wide variety of different things.
Wow, that's impressive, Ray. Like, what type of costumes do you do?
Just like Bumblebee, like costume characters for I haven't really, to be honest with you, they haven't been so popular lately. So I haven't been doing much of those, but I've been doing a lot of like balloon animals, face painting, airbrush tattoos that you use stencils for, and you could like, make them add more to it to make it look cooler instead of just using a stencil. Um, but we've just been doing a lot of tables and chairs even right this time of the season. So, I mean, we haven't really died down at all, and like people are still putting in orders, for like $1,000. Like this week, it's coming up Saturday. I've got a pretty big thing going on with just face painting and balloon animals. It's like a 4 hour event for two of us to be out at. So I mean, and then after that, I do some clowning. I'll actually probably be working about a 15-hour day that day. That's gonna be crazy, but yeah, I mean, we do a lot of stuff still, even when our slow season is. I don't even call it the slow season. Maybe in
Um,
December. Well, we do Santa Claus events during December. So like right now, everyone knows like you have to book your Santa Clauses now, or else you ain't gonna get a visit from Santa Claus. We have people that do like sit down breakfasts with Santa Claus and lunch and dinners and different things for the kids. So we book a lot of those. So I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that you could do to kind of I guess keep yourself busy. But maybe it depends on your market if you're not super busy. But there's a lot of things you can do.
Ray, what state are
uh,
you in?
yeah,
Buffalo, New
that's
York.
what I was gonna.
Yeah, Buffalo, New York.
New York.
And
Wow.
yeah, and
And
I'm like,
realistically speaking, for someone that isn't really good at crafting or something, how difficult is it to learn how to do balloon animals?
I always just say first start off if you can't not a balloon, that's like your biggest thing. Like there's been times I've trained people for like 4 days, just learning on how to tie the balloons, and don't start off with Party City balloons because they're crap. They literally are. They're like the crappiest balloons. You got to get them from like La Rock and like Qualitex. There's like actually a certain kind of balloons that you need to do balloon animals with when like tying balloons and making balloons with that are just easier to work with instead of just like cheap balloons at say like the dollar store. Those are probably like the worst balloons to twist. Believe it or not, like if you're just buying cheap balloons, they're horrible. They'll pop all the time. Um, if you get like, good quality balloons, you can twist pretty good. So
That's great to know.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, it's fun though. Like you could do interactive balloons, maracas, bow and arrows, Captain America shield, basketball hoops. I do baby wands where things roll around inside of balloons. I put sand inside of balloons, make maracas. So you make it like a fun event for parties. Are just not making balloons. So I do a little bit different things with them. So yeah, I put helium even in them. Like the kids will hold the string and their dog will be up in the air. I just do some strange stuff once in a while with balloons, but it's interesting. It's cool. So yeah, I'll be making balloons for 4 hours this coming up Saturday. Then I've got some clowning to do after that, where people order. Actually, I'll be making balloons this coming up Saturday for 6 hours. That's gonna be a long time of balloons. My hands will be killing me, but it's a fun time. And
Sounds
you
like
could
it.
yeah, you can always add like different things out to your balloons. Let's say if you don't have a cotton candy machine, I originally just started off with going to the dollar store and buying cotton candy that was like pre-made cotton candy to put together as a package, and I would just upcharge that for like more. So you could charge, I don't know, $300 for an hour, whatever you want to do for, you could do cotton candy and balloons. I mean, you could do all kinds of different things to kind of add to it to be able to increase your bottom line. Because at the end of the day, you want to try making as much money as possible. So that's what we do or I'm not saying we, but me. I'm all about increasing the bottom line and just doing, different things. Um, that's why I do the baby onesies. Those are pretty popular for newborns where they can like pick different things and iron them on baby onesies. And I'll have a game. So, that's an idea there. Or you can do the same idea with t-shirts. The
Mhm.
t-shirts and the iron on, that's pretty popular. So you can do a lot of big parties with those. So I mean, it all just depends on how creative you are and what you want to be able to offer. I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's about like people having babysitters. Basically, I feel like sometimes for the kids, or I don't even do. I even feel like sometimes I'm a babysitter, but just something for the kids to do. For a couple hours, keep them entertained or whatever. So that's why I came up with like different things. So, but yeah. There's always tons of stuff you can do. I do bumper boats. I do the soft play in the wintertime. I'll start promoting that again because we don't really promote that during the summertime. We just do more outdoor party stuff. Well, I do tons of backyard parties. We're just so busy with setting up bounce houses, so I don't really promote the soft play. But the soft play is a big, huge hit too during the wintertime because people can book that for indoor events. But once you get in your tables and chairs, I guess it depends on where people are from. Those are very popular. All kinds of different size tables, circle tables, 8-foot tables. If you've got the equipment to be able to move them around, I highly recommend that. I'll probably be looking at a cargo van, depending on how busy they keep on being. I didn't realize that they were so busy in my area until I started working with you guys. So that's crazy. So I mean,
Oh,
we do.
that's
Yeah, I do still pretty good. I'm glad it's actually like supposed to, whatever you want to call it, dying down. People are still going to the website and looking at stuff. So I'm glad I can get a little break from my back from lifting bounce houses. So yeah, they're doing some of the other festivities I have, laser tag, where you can get 6 people on it. Bigger things like that too. So that's nice. But I mean, there's tons of stuff.
yeah.
So just don't think that
Okay.
there's like, one thing that you can do. You can kind of off branch and do a wide variety of things with your entertainment company.
Yeah, totally. Like having a lot of backups. Like don't
Yeah.
in Spanish we say like do not put like all the Easter eggs in the same basket. So like like to have a safe plan. That actually sounds like super super good, Ray. Thank you so much for sharing. Guys, I really wanted to ask you to all of you like this. What do you do with your staff during like the off season? Like for example, maybe like do you cut their hours or maybe you have other projects for them? What Tariq does is that during the off season like like his bounce house business maybe he's not gonna rent out like a lot, so like he finds like another task for his staff like to do like right now. He really don't want to let him go because like he has a really good staff. And well, if he let him go right now, probably for the next season, like for the upcoming season, they're not gonna be available. So like yeah, this is what Tariq does. He finds other tasks for his team, and that's how he kept them during the off season. Anyone does something similar or maybe something different?
Well, when you say he finds something for them to do, what
Hmm.
examples do you have that he finds for them to do?
Go to Even Hawk.
Yeah, pretty much. They help us at Event Hawk. Sometimes they can help with doing marketing, and
Or
helping manage the website, stuff like that.
yeah.
See, the problem I have right now, so yeah, I do let them go during the wintertime, and I try keeping a couple guys. And what I do is I don't, because I'm in Indiana, it gets cold. I'm in northern part of Indiana, so I'm close to Chicago. The one thing I'm curious if anybody here ever does it, I have box trucks. So all winter long, these box trucks are sitting. And I'm constantly thinking of, what can I do to get these box trucks on the field and keep, people working. So I average in the wintertime, literally, I only average about, let's say, one a week. But let's say I make 300 off of that. I don't keep any of that. My employee gets it all because I'm giving him hours for that week. So I keep them. So where I make my money is going to be always during season in the summertime. But to keep someone here, if I rent one or two bounce houses, the employees are going to get it all because I have them doing a delivery, I have them doing a pickup, I have them cleaning the units. They're in my warehouse cleaning, they're moving racking, getting really deep cleaning underneath there. In the warehouse, they're opening up units and actually detail cleaning it. I'm just getting them work so they can stay on the clock. But I don't make any money. And I just thought, since I have those box trucks sitting there, I was curious if anybody else has that issue and what they're doing and what are they using their vehicles for in the wintertime.
Thank you so much for sharing, Steve. Anyone who has anything else to add? Anyone who has like the same situation?
What we do is, well, first of all, good night and good evening, everybody. What we do is snow events. I'm down here in South Florida, so it doesn't really, well, it does die down a little bit, but not totally. I think we have 2 months, which is January and February, that are cold for us. Anything under 60 degrees for Floridians is like polar. So, nobody wants to do anything. So those 2 months are like, they're kind of weird. But right now, foam parties are not that great, but snow parties are picking up because we never have snow. So people want to see it. Halloween parties, all of that stuff. Yeah, we still do foam, but like after that, November and December is like full of snow parties. We have like private snow parties. We have city snow parties. We have like big corporate um events that require snow and things like that. So it actually is pretty busy, for us. Then after that, January and February are kind of like, not that great, but yeah, that's what we do. We try to implement snow instead of foam.
Yeah.
I can't do
Well,
snow parties by me because by me, all you gotta do is open the door and you see snow. so, so then no one wants a snow party when
You
that's
could
what they're
have a
driving
sun
through.
party, man.
I have a question. How do you promote those snow parties to um, like corporate places or even like city events and stuff like that?
hmm Well, I I have a lot of corporate clients and for my foam events. So I try to guide them and give them ideas. I'm like, hey, what do you guys do for Halloween, or what are you guys gonna do for Christmas? And they're like, oh, we're gonna have Santa come by and do this. I'm like, oh, what would be awesome? To have Santa standing there and snow is falling. They're like, oh, how do you do that? I'm like, oh, well, let me show you. And I have like a video on my phone, on the app and everything. And then those corporate people will talk to other corporations as well because they're all in the same networking group. And I get their information. I start sending out um, emails. I post on social media a lot, and I hashtag, snow parties and things like that. If I know that I want to reach a certain corporate or corporation or corporate client, I look for their contact and try to send out something. You can always find something on LinkedIn and stuff like that. And with cities, I was fortunate enough that we do like two large events that are you know, there's like the Winter Fest boat parade over here, which is like huge. So that I use those images and I tag the different cities on Instagram, on Facebook, and things like that. And that normally helps, with cities. So just be creative and try to get, a lot of good images, a lot of good videos, things like that, and show them what is possible. I mean, like I said, here in South Florida, that's a novelty. It's really cool. A lot of people from the north come up here. So if they can have like snow and not be, like -5 degrees, then they'll take it.
Yeah, I
Thank
Yeah,
think.
you.
like some.
Oh, sorry.
No, you go.
I was just gonna say that's really interesting to talk about marketing and also kind of using our snooping skills. Go on LinkedIn, go on the city's website, and see what can be done there.
You got to do what
I
you got to
also
do.
I actually do have one further question for you. Is there anybody in particular that you generally talk to um, that makes the final decision that you kind of target when you're looking for contacts?
It's a tricky thing. Like corporate is different than cities. For me, corporate is actually easier to get than cities. Cities kind of tend to look at you like weird sometimes. I don't know. It's just my experience. Corporate is actually simple. You get, their contact off LinkedIn. You try to target them, hashtag them in pics and videos and stuff like that, and then you see who their contact person for events is. In corporations, they normally have one person that is in charge of doing these events. And if you get really friendly with them, you can actually find that same person in other corporations because they network a ton. Like um, I do 3 or 4 big events with this private airport here in South Florida, and I get along with the girls that do the events so good. And I just talked to them and I'm like, hey, do you know anybody else in other places that do events and stuff? Like, oh yeah, I know Maria. Oh yeah, this, that. Oh yeah, sure. Here, let me contact you. Why didn't I think about it? Blah blah blah. And all of a sudden you get their information and boom, that's how they start to fall slowly. But there's always, in big companies, there's always 1 or 2 people that are in charge of doing events. Once you find them, that's it. Because they'll convince the person who has the authority, the decision maker, they will convince them to do it. I mean, I've been with this company doing events for this company 4 times a year for the past 5 years already. You'd think they get bored, but still doing it. So that's the thing.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Okay.
So guys, like we both really wanted to ask as well, like what marketing strategies work first for you during the off season? maybe you cut off your Google ads, your Meta ads, maybe you deliver some flyers, maybe you just knock all the possible doors in your neighborhood. How do you do your marketing during this time?
Marketing
Hey, Rick,
during
I
this
think that's
time,
kind of.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
You
go
got it,
ahead, man.
Dwayne? No, I
Go
mean,
ahead.
marketing during this time is, I mean, where I'm at here in Arkansas, it's still, as like Little Caesar say, hot and ready. So, we're still doing stuff October, November, December. About like, I think that was Steve, like our uh dead spot is probably, I guess, mid-January, February. So January, February. But here you still doing your, like I said, you're cutting your Google and your Facebook off, kind of, but not completely off. I put it to like maybe $1 a day or something like that. So you still getting that, but you're just doing what I'm doing this off season. I guess what the slow season I call it. When it gets to that December and that time, you're really just doing your back end stuff from like your if you're doing like your landing pages or for your bounce house rentals or your obstacle courses and your, I know it's the technical stuff, but doing those so you're getting more attention to this and you getting videos this next year. Well, we're already doing it. We're just putting together those videos, like you said, getting those clear videos or just of your stuff. Like this is coming because it really doesn't stop. It just kind of slows down. But if you're talking with your marketing, putting it out there where you're getting your Facebook videos of marketing, they're seeing how do you get ready for your slow season. Hey, we're cleaning up bouncers, we're putting up bouncers, so they're seeing you. Okay, you're still sanitizing your stuff, you're still cleaning your stuff, and so you're getting this. Hey, not you don't want to be out of sight, out of mind, but you're still putting that on where you're dropping a video a week or you're getting the things done. So um, when it's up in, when it's back up in that March, April, depending on where you are in the country, you still have stuff stacked up. So when it's time to go, you still can just, automating those videos. You got those ready to go when it's time for um, the more popular time of the season. But I know we're in Arkansas, so I told them, hey, we got this the rest of this year. We're gonna still going full blast because you're trying to, like you said, you're creating that. Like you said with the snow machine, like we're creating the need. Hey, you're gonna need this snow. It's maybe 60 degrees, but hey, that's a novelty. So we're like I said, you're still answering a question like, why do they need bounce house? You need bounce house because what else are you gonna do? It's getting cold outside. Hey, they can heat up in the in the bounce house or whatever. What if you're doing tables and chairs and you're getting those things out there? So you're still marketing your services because we still have a service, to give to the people. So that's one aspect of it.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going. Was you're going to have different people all over the country in different zones. You're going to have all kinds of different responses, and that's also going to come down to the way they manage their business too. Because if you're the kind of person that you run in cycles, you're going to spend your off season rebuilding. It's going to be more like a football team. You're going to be doing strength and conditioning. How do I get the stuff ready for next year? If you're the kind of person that you manage that well through the year, then you're going to spend your off season working in other facets. You're going to be doing other things that may not be as popular during the summer. So you can't really kind of one shoe fits all kind of thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
And sorry, but I was gonna quote one of my favorite coworkers, Dale. He's in the website team at Event Hot, and he put it in put the whole marketing debacle in really good words. He said that stopping your ads completely to save money during the off season, it's like kind of stop time to save time. So like instead of just completely um ruling out any marketing, you have to kind of rethink it and uh kind of figure it out, right?
Yeah, totally. And I want to add something on this. Dale is also one of my favorite colleagues. We love you, Dale.
He's not gonna watch this, but
He's not gonna watch it, but Dale, if you do, we love you. uh, so yeah, like I totally agree with Izzy. Maybe that's something we will need to rethink. But seems like we have some participation over the chat. Rosalie is saying that she focused more on Facebook and organic marketing rather than paid marketing. Rosalie, can you add a little bit on this, please?
Yeah, so pretty much, instead of focusing on like the Facebook ads, Google ads and all of that, I try to focus a little bit more on like the social media aspect, like just, getting a little bit more known, having a little bit more like followers and stuff. Um, Obviously I'll go like on Facebook Marketplace there, obviously there's some that you don't really want from my Facebook Marketplace, but I'm not gonna lie, I've had some really, really, really great customers also come from Facebook Marketplace. There's their pros and cons, but at the end of the day, use discernment with your customers and obviously your services. So in my opinion, I would suggest if you are gonna lower the agreed, definitely don't completely stop it. Because then it's like you're just a ghost, and you have to think about it. There's people who are like really anal about things and they like to plan things like super ahead in advance. So during, the cold seasons, people for whatever reason think that they can get, discounts and oh, it's cheaper if I rent it out or it's cheaper if I book it. It is the same thing with vacations. Oh, if I book this, during this time, it's gonna be cheaper. For whatever reason, people think the same thing with bounce houses. We don't gotta let them in on our secrets. But with that being said, you want to be available to those who like to rent during the off season and get their events out of the way, So obviously don't completely stop the paid ads, but I would definitely focus a little bit more on organic and just kind of making a name for yourself in your town and doing it in a way where you're gonna get known through social media because that's where a lot of people do really come from. Like they're on social media all day long. They're looking for new stuff. They're looking for what's trending and whatever, So people love to be on social media. You can target a lot of people through social media if you do it right.
Why you gotta call me
Yeah.
out like that, Rosalie?
Well, sorry, like that, But also, I would also say, like, doing right now, there's so many holiday events, so many family-oriented events. Use that to your advantage. Join, charity events, be sponsors, make a name for yourself during the off season. That way, whenever it comes time that people start booking, they're like, oh, wait a minute. I think these are the people that I saw at this festival, or these are the people that I saw, on this flyer. They were sponsoring whatever event or whatever the case may be. You'd be surprised. People remember logos a lot quicker than they remember the actual name of the business. So definitely make sure you push your logo, push your brand. And well, yeah, that would be my suggestion as far as that goes.
Those are some true pearls of wisdom right there, Rosalie.
Yeah, especially the vacation part.
Mic drop. Mic drop.
It's
Yes.
For example, whenever I go back to my house, so if anyone wants like to go to Europe, the cheapest time in the year to go is February and September. That's every time that I go back to my house. So right now that we were talking a little bit that people like really expect like a cheaper price or in the off season, anyone runs like any special promo or any bundle deals to generate more bookings or like to be a little bit more eye-catching?
I
One
actually
thing,
was gonna
yeah,
ask, do you
you good.
guys do like Black Friday or Christmas deals or any sort of special promotions that people find work great during this time of year? Because I know I wait for Black Friday. If I don't wait for anything else, it's Black Friday. I know I'm gonna try to get a deal wherever. So I was just wondering about if
Personally,
anybody does that.
personally, no, and I honestly don't think I've really heard of anybody really doing that. And if they do, I mean, I like I said, I haven't heard of it. But I think that would probably be something that you would push, because I've actually never thought about like, oh, Black Friday, I'm gonna go ahead and like book a bounce house for a discount. So if you are like, for example, if you have like a church community that you go to and they have like a newsletter or something like that, that's probably something that you could look into. Or if your town has like a city or county, like those little those mail packs with like oh Lord, with the coupons, there's ways for you to get into that too. So that might be one way that you could promote like a Black Friday coupon, and you can make it valid for a little bit after Black Friday. I mean, obviously completely up to your discretion, but if you decide to do it, I would say doing something like that, like a coupon that can be sent out to a lot of people, and just put an expiration date on there.
I'll say
Right.
this, I've done Black Friday deals with different service-based businesses before, and I've never had really good response. What tends to happen with that is everybody is wanting to get Christmas presents cheap. So if it's not a tangible item, something that they can keep for themselves or get for their kids, I haven't seen good responses with that. There may be somebody that has, but I haven't.
That's what I was about to add on that too. It's kind of hard for our stuff because it's a birthday party or a celebration. So you can, I know one thing we are working on trying to get those feature orders. You can do book now, and we have with just a $20 off, coupon. So you say book now and you might get $25, or some people are always that penny pinch, so that $5 more can get them to book early now, for the, or if you book for the spring now, it's $30 off instead of the contemporary 20, depending on your order. Order must meet, such and such, this amount on there. But I just want to ask something about I know they was talking about the from the off season with the business. We don't, during our off season, we're full season when my work is wait, you're just trying to keep them on. I think I had somebody for like 3 years, something about 3 years, give or take. So you're just trying to give them some work if you have something during the off season. But most of our stuff is almost, we're like I mean, they kind of getting into it knowing that we're seasonal. We don't have anybody like on payroll, so they don't get paid um, year round. We just kind of the contract work on that. So we're just trying to, as much as possible, to December. So those January, hey, get ready. But only this next year, we're going to start doing our training in February, on like that month before, getting hiring in January, trying to train in February for the upcoming season. So that's one way we're trying to do something. You can get them a little bit early on that. So, but this is the brainstorming time. If your season is slow right now, this is the brainstorming when you're trying to get that, get your website in order. You need to change prices or change the colors or change the format, trying to see what is testing right. Because what we do right now in this next, what, 4 months. I mean, this year has went by so fast. It seemed like to me, it went by so fast. So when you're saying it's October now, so if you say what we're doing right now, November, December, January, February, these next, 3, 4 months, it just goes on. That's getting, like you said, your SEO stuff or your website, because it is important. If you got stuff on your website that's not, you know, clicking over, they're clicking on stuff and it's not working, trying to get all that. Um, like I said before, that technical stuff, but it works when you got people on your website and they're not able to book because it's not going through, or your cart, they can't add something to the cart, or that stuff. It's the stuff that, so it's not the pretty stuff as we look at, but that's a part of the marketing. If they can't order off your website, then you can't get any bookings and they're going to go to somebody else. So that's some of the stuff we try to clean up in the off season part of it.
I
like
do
to
have
say,
a quick question. Has anybody thought about doing like party packages, in the sense of like, let me see, how do I put this? Okay, like, oh, you get goodie bags, party favors, all of that stuff. Like, you know,
I
you get
actually
like, because I've
originally,
seen, uh,
no, I was gonna say I actually when I first started thought to do that, to do like more like themes, like, you know, princess, you know, whatever, bounce house, to kind of go with the packet, to make it a package deal so that they, you know, are more,
inclined to
it
want to
feels
rent
more,
out.
yeah, they feel like they're getting more value for something that
Yeah,
doesn't cost that much. So I actually
right.
thought to do that. I'm glad you reminded me. But
Because I
yeah,
was
I
on
think that's a great idea.
Amazon. Yeah, because I was on Amazon and and this is what started it all. So my kid's in kindergarten. I'm the room mom for his class, and she sent out a little letter saying, hey, we need some more treasure chest items. Is that anything you could help us out with? I said, sure. Let me see what I can do. So I went on Amazon and I saw like 1,000 piece party favor box for like $22. And I'm thinking to myself, holy moly, if I were to like grab these and make little party favor like bags and have them kind of be a little bit themed, I can probably sell these, right, for like $25, $30. Depending on what it is, I could probably even push for like 40 or 50. And that falls along with the whole, oh, we want you to have like a stress-free party. You don't have to do all this extra other stuff, but more so as like like selling it and like putting it on the website as like, this is like a Minecraft theme party set. Pretty much what they do on Amazon. They have like the preset, like, oh, this is the tablecloth, the banner, whatever, but just take it one step further for them. That way they don't have to sit there and put the baggies together and this, that, and the third. And, you can just do it yourself real quick. And when you drop off the bouncy, you can drop everything else off too. So that I was looking maybe doing into that. I mean, looking into maybe doing something like that. But I would really want to take the time to see what themes are like rocking right now. Like what themes is everybody like wanting to go for? That way I'm not sitting here getting themes that are like, eh, they're not really gonna sell, you know? But at the same time, you could also play with it in a way of like, oh, let me just post this, and then if it gets rented, then I'll order the stuff for this kind of theme, you know? But I mean, I don't know. I'm just thinking out the box here.
What what's your customer type?
My customer type, honestly, they have asked me for stuff like that. That's why I've thought about it. Because I've had a couple people ask me, like, do you know anybody who like just does everything? Essentially what they're looking for is kind of like a party planner, but without
Yeah.
paying the party planner fee, you know? So if I'm
And
thinking if I
so
can
if they
figure out a
want it
way to
without
like
paying
be in
for
the
it,
middle.
there's your answer.
I'm sorry?
I said if they want it without paying for it, there's your answer.
Well,
If they don't want
yeah,
to pay a
this
party planner for it, they don't want to pay you for it. I mean,
well, I mean, I think here's the difference is with party planners, they charge per hour. You get what I'm saying? And if you're just most people all they want is the little banner, the balloon kit and the party favors. Like I've been to enough
right. What
kids
I'm getting at
parties. I've
though is
seen.
like
Mhm,
if they want you to do it for them, they're going to pay you, right? If they want to save money, they're going to go get it off Amazon themselves.
right.
Well,
True.
I think it's all about convenience, because me as a mom
Yeah,
of
and that's kind of
six, like
that's the
that's
point
a
of view
lot
I'm
to
looking
do to
at.
go like
Yeah.
go look out for these items, to go search these items up. That's a lot of time, even though it seems like it's a small things. It's a lot of
Yeah.
time and it's
It's
tedious. So if you
It
just give
seems
it
like
to
a
them,
simple task. Yes, it seems like a very simple task. But if you don't find, like, as a mother myself, and like I said, I have a lot of mommy friends and everything. And since I've been in this business, the amount of women that have reached out to me, Rosalie, do you think you can help me plan my kid's party? Rosalie, can you please help me? I don't know what to look for. I kid you not, I've planned like the parents' parties within like 15 minutes just by going on Amazon, like, hey, buy this, buy that, and you're set. Like, you don't have to go to Walmart, you don't have to go hunting down a theme and whatever, like, make it work. You know, you can make it work this way. And it comes out, and mostly it's because they know that I'm a big like couponer. So I myself, I love a bargain. Who doesn't love a bargain? So I know how to kind of like appeal to those types of moms, you know? So I feel like for me, it might be
Hey, I
something
need
that I
three-quarters a
could.
cup of sour cream.
Mhm.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Hey, Rosalie. I think, I mean, in reality, it doesn't really matter what, you're thinking of doing. It gets a little bit of extra revenue and everything starts off small. So, I mean, myself, we started a bounce house repair company. So, in the beginning, it started slow. And as all the other companies around me realized that we're close by, we're now, doing a lot more repairs. So, starting something off, everything's going to start slow. But I mean, yeah, it is going to make you income. It's going to bring something in for you. The only thing I try doing is I only have certain people that can repair. So I can't train every single employee I have to repair. So I have to think of other things outside the box that I can use. The only thing I had to my disposal was, like, again, box trucks. I heard of something with Amazon, and even like there's, I guess, an app that you can go in there, and if you have a cargo van or some type of thing like that, you can do pickups and drop offs. So I didn't know if anybody like on here was doing something like that to use the vehicles that they, have designated for their company. But in reality is all you're trying to do is just make a little bit of money off the side, and later on, in 4 or 5 years from now, you'll realize it got a lot bigger, because that's how I started. When I started the company, I just thought, oh, let me buy 1 or 2 bounce houses and just make a little bit extra cash. And last year, I spent $100,000 on equipment. That's how it went from me buying 1 or 2 bounce houses to last year spending that much money on buying equipment. And that was 18, 19 years ago or something like that. So
Mhm.
what your small idea is, it can eventually, pay you.
Yeah, get into something bigger and pay off. And really what I'm thinking more too is people like we've been talking, people are going to want to do more like indoor events. That most people don't want to be in the cold. Yeah, you could convince them like, oh, it gets warm in there, and with all the heat body, and they're running around and they're jumping, they don't feel the cold. But at the end of the day, I'm a mother myself. Yeah, I know my kid's not going to feel the cold, but guess what? In 2 days, he's going to be sniffling. I don't want to deal with
Yeah.
that, right? Because then that's a whole week that your kid's gonna be sick and this, that, and third. So I guess the good thing is I'm thinking business, but I'm also thinking as a mother, right? So I'm trying to appeal to the parents in that way. And I just feel like if I were to try that out, it'll bring enough to where I can at least cover those little, you know, $5 a day that we're paying for Google ads, or $5 a day that we're paying for Facebook ads, or little um responsibilities that we have to cover on the back end. So I'm willing to try whatever. Right now I bought a bunch of buckets for yard pong. I printed out some stickers and I put my logo on there with the word yard pong, so they know what it is. I bought some other so I can try to sell people, because right now people are really, really trying to get these discounts. And I'm like, I don't really want to give discounts, but I'm willing to throw you a basketball hoop game that I got off Facebook Marketplace for $25, you know? So like I can use these little things that I'm buying to my advantage. And at the end of the day, I'm only spending max like $100 on these 4 or 5 items to try to, I guess, not really upsell them, but the lady said earlier, give them more value for what they're paying.
Yeah, and when it comes to themes, I think a good idea to see what's popping, like you were saying, is to go on TikTok, to go on where young kids are going. Uh, and I know that, for example, Paw Patrol was big at one point. I don't know if it's still I babysit here and there, so I know certain things are more popular than others. So, how do you guys decide which items you'd like to maybe retire, replace, or even add for the next season? Now looking ahead.
I would suggest, I haven't done it yet. It's only my second year. So I'm trying to hold on to my units. But I would suggest if something didn't get rented out more than 2 or 3 times in the whole year, it's probably time to retire that one. If something has too many patches, obviously, if it's giving you too many inconveniences during setups or whatever, probably time to retire it. And I haven't put this into effect just yet, but this off season, this is what I'm planning on doing. I'm planning on putting some events, some items on my website that I don't have yet. And if I'll probably put like coming soon, and then put something that says like inquire about like arrival date or something like that. If I get a couple of people to call me on like one item or one unit, then I'm probably gonna get that. Cause I don't know if Carlos is still on here, but I've been debating this upcoming year if I should invest into getting 1 or 2 more combos or if I should just go ahead and get the foam machine. I'm leaning a little bit towards the foam machine,
The foam
to be
machine.
But we
honest.
have we do have Carlos with us, and I think I can know, and I think I know what he's gonna be saying. I
The
think he's
foam
gonna
Oh
say
yeah,
machine.
I heard
not
him
go with
already.
home.
The
Oh
foam
yeah.
machine.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, definitely that's what I think I'm gonna do. I'm probably gonna put some pictures of a foam machine on there and then look into what are some of the people's like best renters down here in my state and post those and then just go from there. See what I get more inquiries about.
Yeah, no, like about foam. I've seen like Benjamin from Jumper Supply. He has some really good deals over his foam machines. And as well he has some really good like inventory that like in general. So
Yeah,
right now that
yeah,
we
I've seen he posted recently about some discounts and stuff. I was tempted, but I already went balls deep with some other stuff. So I was like, dang it. I saw
Yeah.
this too late. But I'm going to definitely give that a try. Like I said, I honestly feel like in my heart the foam machine is probably the way to go. Because I know not a lot of people have that over here. I've done a little bit of research and it's a few people that do have it. And I do see that they get rented out a lot. Like, if you market it right, people will be like, I need that.
Yeah. Where are you, Rosalie?
In Georgia.
Okay. All right.
But I'm about like hour away from Atlanta towards the north.
Towards the north. Okay.
Closer
Cool.
to Athens. Forgot what college is down there. I think it's not, is it UG? UG? No, GSU,
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think.
No, I was just
I don't
curious.
know.
Hey guys, I have two questions. I'm up north. I'm in the Pocono region, Pennsylvania. I've invested in some inflatable tents. This question is for anyone who rents out tents in the for the cold months. Do you guys heat your tents at all? If anyone does rent tents in the winter. And the second question is really quick. If anyone's looking to get rid of any of their old inventory, give me a shout, man. I'm looking for some new stuff for next season. Thanks.
Lewis, I've never done it before. I don't know anybody personally who has, but I have heard about them because I was intrigued at first when I first saw them. But I've heard that they get really hot, especially if you get like the black ones, but that's in the summer. So, with that being said, if they get really hot, like with the people inside and whatnot, probably would just try to give it a go without heating it. And then if you get any complaints about oh, it was really cold or whatever, rent it out a couple times and then ask them, oh, how was the weather? Did it help, keep the cold out or whatever? Ask your customers for their opinion. They're, at the end of the day, they're the ones who are going to use it,
Yeah,
and go based off what they say.
I am thinking exactly what you are saying. I'm thinking it's going to be pretty warm in there with all the bodies in there. But a lot
And
of
think
people,
about it. If you're gonna have any type of lighting in there, obviously, if they're gonna do something at night, you want to figure out the whole lighting situation. I don't know how safe it would be to hang anything up there as if they were regular tents. So you would want to think about that lighting situation as well. But with lighting being in there, it's gonna radiate some heat.
well, my lighting is LED, so they don't radiate much heat.
Oh,
But
just kidding then.
no, I mean, because a lot of people are kind of shying away from it. They're like, oh, it's going to be cold. People are going to be cold in there. I'm trying to explain to them, well, it's enclosed, with the bodies in there. It's probably going to be pretty warm anyway. But I'm just thinking, is there anyone who does it like, one of those white pop-up tents that are enclosed that have the side walls? If they do it on the cold months, and if they do they heat them in any way?
Oh, the
Well, I'll tell
pop-up
you this.
tents or the inflatable tents?
Well, I have inflatables, but I'm thinking, I
Oh,
know
okay. Because with the pop-up
people
tents,
don't
I
have.
do rent out the heaters with the tents. With any tent, I rent out heaters.
Okay, and you put those heaters
The,
inside.
Yes, you just have to make sure that there's a certain clearance from the top of the heater to the material of your tent.
Okay, yeah, that may be a problem.
with
I
And
may
the
make
have to.
sure also that it's tall
Well,
enough to where people aren't going to be walking by and accidentally bumping their head into it.
well, yeah, this my tents are I think 15 feet high,
No, no, no. I'm
16
sorry.
feet.
I'm saying the heaters themselves.
Oh, got you.
Yeah.
Um, Lane, you were gonna say something?
Yeah, with the inflatables, you're right. Bodies do produce heat. They produce about 300 BTUs per person. As long as there's sidewalls on there, you're going to get some of that. But if it's very cold, it's not going to be enough, especially if they're wearing jackets, because all that's going to stay with them, right? That's what's keeping them warm. So you probably will need some sort of heater. You guys were talking about Ben earlier. He's probably the dude to ask. I think I just saw him in the chat.
Yeah, I think someone was talking about tents earlier. I don't know who it was. And all right, I got you guys. And second question, if anyone has any inventory they want to get rid of, especially combos, give me a shout, man. It's it'll be my second season next
Reach out
next
to
season.
Tom. Reach out to Tom in Texas. See if he's still selling some of his inventory. I recall he was trying to sell one or two of his inflatables, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Thank you.
No
Guys,
problem.
I just want to say that I have a really good manifesting power. I said Benjamin for Jump Supply has like really cool inventory with foam, and like a minute later he joined.
I was gonna
Manifestation is
say
what's up.
it was like Beetlejuice. You said it 3 times and there he is.
Yeah, Benjamin.
I heard that somebody was talking about me, so I decided to jump in. I'm still here at work.
His ear was ringing.
Beetlejuice.
He said, "Why is
Yeah,
my
that's
ear
it.
ringing?"
But if there's any questions I can answer, I own Jumper Supply. It's just jumpersupply.com. I'm super available on Facebook pretty much 24 hours a day. I sleep sometimes. And if there's anything I can do for y'all, you just let me know.
I'll probably reach out to you and Carlos within the next couple of weeks to talk about the foam machine.
Awesome. Yeah. We've got Carlos's product. Great product. Highly recommend it.
Awesome, you guys. Well, we're getting close to the end. Does anybody have any extra questions they'd like to ask?
I'm curious about the heat in the tents. Ben, can you answer that?
Yeah, so there's both electric and gas heaters for tents. We don't currently sell a lot of tent stuff on Jumper Supply. I would reach out to either tentwares.com or tentandtable.com. They sell electric and propane heaters. When you're doing backyard events or small events, you're probably not going to have enough power for the electric heaters. So you're going to be looking at the propane heaters.
Generators.
But yeah, you need a big generator to run a 50 amp heater. I mean, they're not like regular outlets. You're talking about big tow behind generators, and for a backyard party is kind of what I'm referencing. I didn't hear the beginning, so I don't know exactly what type of events you guys are talking about. When I did work in the tent industry, we had very big like heater tents and you know, very big tow behind generators, and so we did have electric options, but I would take a look at Tentwares. I would take a look at Tent and Table and see what their offerings are. And then likely you're going to be using propane if you're doing events at people's houses that are not super large. I assume that we're talking to the bounce house community. So hopefully that helps. If you have any specific questions.
What about the inflatable tents? Is there any issues with having a heater inside of those where they've got like the PVC walls?
Yeah, well,
no, I mean,
I was thinking
regular
of
tents are.
Yeah, I was thinking about an outside heating unit where I can blow hot air into the tent, into the inflatable tent.
Yeah. Let's see. So there's you're not going to want to use like a forced air heater from Home Depot because they're too loud. But they do make tent heaters that you run either a gas line or a electrical cord underneath the wall of the tent. If you had an inflatable tent, I don't see a significant difference as long as you have clearance, because the tents, the regular like pole tents, high peak tents, you know, track tents of all different types, those are all made out of PVC as well. It's just because something is a forced air inflatable doesn't mean that it's going to pop like a balloon. So I wouldn't see any significant difference there. I've never heated one of those, but you're going to want to maintain a safe distance. They're usually, they're like these little roll around heaters. I'm trying to pull one up on my computer here. Let's see. Let's see. So Premier is the company I was thinking of and couldn't remember. So this is kind of an electric, like a 30 amp electric heater. Let me figure out how to rotate my camera here. Oh, that's blurred out. How do I figure that out?
You only go like video, like the arrow above, adjust background and filter, and you have like the blurry background. You only need to click in none.
Not a Zoom
I
expert
just
by
have a
any
blurry
means.
face,
We spend
Yeah,
8 hours a day on Zoom. Like at this moment, like
yeah.
experts on Zoom.
Let's see. I'm on a mobile device too. Start video. Where did you say the blurry background is?
Video, the arrow above, background and filters, or adjust background and filters, and it's gonna appear like the different backgrounds. Like for example, this is the blurry one, the one that you have right now. You only need to click in
Yeah,
none.
I was trying. All right. I'm sorry, guys. Technical difficulties. Video.
You got this.
I got it. There we go. None.
Yes.
None. Now you can see my big mess. Okay. So I gotta figure out how to rotate my camera again. There we go. Okay. So this is an electric heater. It runs on 30 amps at 220. So that's like the biggest one you're gonna get with a small little roll around generator of some sort. It's a big coil heater, kind of like those old school ceramic ones that you would have, you know, in your house, but it runs on, oh, this one runs on a regular outlet, so that's an option. But then they get bigger. And oh, there's a picture I wanted. Sorry. So you've got a heater that runs through a duct that goes into the tent. That's how a lot of the gas ones are going to run, so that the fire itself is outside, and it's heating the air through an exchanger and then pumping the heat underneath the tent. And this part doesn't get hot.
Yeah,
Sorry
that's
for
what
my.
that's exactly what I
my-
had in mind.
Yeah, so this one is electric. Again, it's going to run on like, 100 amps of 220, which is not something that you're going to have, at a backyard party. I mean, it runs off twice as much electricity as a electric stove. So if I go to tent and table, let's see. Gas heater. All right. So they do have the same thing. These are for sale at Granger. Looks like Web Restaurant Store sells them. So different options. Premier is a solid brand for these heaters. And they do make a portable gas heater that's got a duct that goes into the tent. Hefty price tag for backyard parties. But these things are just way too loud. And they put out fire out of the tip, so it's dangerous to the guests and things like that. So don't recommend these inside of tents. Definitely going to need something like this that's blowing hot air, but not actually, it's duct air that goes underneath the tent. And then LB White Premier heaters is what you're looking for. Lots of different vendors for that. So hopefully that helps. Any questions that I might be able to answer when it comes to tents, heaters, anything else?
Hey, they were asking about your sale earlier.
Which one? Which sale? We
I don't remember
we
who it
ended
was.
our
Maybe
we
talking about it.
we had an inflatable sale for a while. We ended that. It'll probably come back up in November during IAPA. Lots of inflatables and stuff and things here to choose from. We got some blowers over here, accessories. All of these little shelves over here are accessories, 16 feet tall. So lots of stuff on the platform. But we do have a sale right now on dollies. All of our electric dollies are $200 off. And I think that we're going to have a strap sale here for our Texas Tether straps. We were talking about that in a meeting today. So I think we're going to have a sale on straps. But if there's something specific you're looking for, reach out to me. It is kind of the slow season, so you never know what I might be able to do for you.
All right.
Hey guys,
That being said,
y'all ought to check out those tactical straps. I fell in love with those things. That's the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah,
All right.
for sure. That being said, I think we've reached our time. Is that correct, Rick?
Yeah, it's correct. We actually went like 7 minutes above it, but it was a really beautiful roundtable. I really enjoyed it, for real.
Yeah, it was super fun, you guys. Thank you so much for joining and sharing. As always, you've been great.
Yeah.
Timing's
See you
perfect
next
because
week,
dinner's
guys.
ready.
Oh, hell yeah. Great timing.
Yeah, I know. We actually saw Lane cooking like the whole roundtable. He was like,
It was like an
The Lane cooking
ASMR
show. Yeah.
cooking
Sorry,
show.
yeah,
guys.
Yeah.
exactly.
I forgot to mute my mic while ago. I was asking my wife for sour cream. I'm sorry.
There you go,
So
Lane. That's
good.
what you can do on your off season. You can have your own cooking show.
Yeah.
You
Nobody
could
wants
actually
me. It'd
win
be a comedy.
MasterChef. But well,
It would be a
guys,
comedy.
this being said, it was a really pleasure like having you with us tonight. And well, we really hope that you had a good time. And well, see you next week. Bye bye.
Bye, everyone.